You want us to what? Zix-9 blinked all 7 of his eyes in rapid succession, a clear sign of Zordian disbelief. High Counselor Gloop, a gelatinous mass of pulsating purple goo, burbled impatiently. Attack Earth, you nitwit. Wipe out those pesky humans once and for all. But why? Zix-9's tentacles writhed nervously. They haven't done anything to us. They're barely even a spacefaring species. Exactly. Gloop's voice took on a smug tone, if smug could be conveyed through bubbles. They're weak, primitive, and their planet is ripe for the taking. Plus, have you seen their entertainment broadcasts? Reality TV? They're clearly not fit for galactic society. Little did the Galactic Council know, their supposedly secure chambers had been bugged by none other than Mittens, the first catstronaut. Fluffy, yet formidable, Mittens had been Earth's unsuspecting spy for years. As she licked her paws and pretended to nap, her caller transmitted every word back to Houston. Meanwhile, in a dive bar on the outskirts of the Andromeda Galaxy, a grizzled Vorsian space trucker named Blarg was busy warning anyone who'd listen. Don't mess with the humans, he growled, slamming down his 7th pan-galactic gargle blaster. They're crazy, I tell ya. The bartender, a 4-armed Centauri, just rolled her eyes. All 6 of them. Oh, please, not this story again. But Blarg was on a roll. I'm serious. Those lunatics will chase you across the universe if you so much as look at them funny. They call it manifest destiny or some such nonsense. Back in the council chambers, the debate raged on. Zix-9 was still trying to talk sense into Gloop. But sir, what about the ancient warnings? The prophecies? The ominous graffiti scrawled across the moons of Jupiter? Gloop made a dismissive farting sound. Superstitious nonsense! What are they going to do, meme us to death? Little did Gloop know, but Earth's first line of defense was indeed a barrage of weaponized memes and cat videos, capable of crashing even the most advanced alien AI systems. As the Council voted to approve the invasion of Earth, with only Zix-9 and the representative from the Procyon system abstaining, a chill ran through the galaxy. Well, not really. Space is pretty cold already. But if a chill could run through the galaxy, this would have been the time. Humans, blissfully unaware of the coming conflict, continued to argue about pineapple on pizza and whether or not hot dogs were sandwiches. Their obliviousness was about to become their greatest weapon. As the alien armada approached Earth, Admiral Whiskers, Mittens had been promoted, sent out a galaxy-wide transmission. We've got you right where we want you. The invasion fleet paused, confused. This wasn't in the manual. What followed was the greatest upset in galactic history since the snail-sloth war of Betelgeuse. Don't ask, it's still too soon. Humanity, it turned out, had been playing possum, or rather, playing internet troll, for centuries. Their secret weapon? Pure, unadulterated stubbornness with a side of spicy memes. As Blarg watched the news reports roll in, he just shook his head and ordered another drink. Told you so, he muttered to no one in particular. Never mess with a species that turned hold my beer into a battle cry. And so, the galaxy learned an important lesson. Humans might not be the strongest, smartest, or most advanced species out there, but by God, they were the most annoying to try to conquer. In the end, isn't that what truly matters? The Galactic Council's invasion force arrived in Earth's orbit, their massive ships casting shadows over entire continents. They expected panic, chaos, maybe some feudal military resistance. What they got instead was, well, something else entirely. As the alien mothership hovered over New York City, it was greeted not by screams of terror, but by a giant inflatable Pikachu balloon. The invasion's commander, Grand Admiral Zorp, squinted at his view screen in confusion. What in the name of Xenu's left tentacle is that? He growled. His second-in-command, Lieutenant Blorp, consulted the ship's database. It appears to be some sort of electric mouse god? Humans seem to worship it. Meanwhile, on the ground, New Yorkers were largely ignoring the massive spaceship, too busy arguing over whether the line at the hot dog stand was worth it. Frustrated by the lack of cowering masses, Zorp decided to make the first move. He activated the ship's loudspeaker system, clearing his throat, or whatever passed for a throat in his species, before delivering his prepared speech. People of Earth, we are the Galactic Count. He was immediately cut off by a cacophony of car horns and a chorus of "I'm walking here" from irritated pedestrians. Zorp tried again. Silence! We demand your immediate surrender. This time he was interrupted by a teenager with a megaphone. Yo, alien dudes! Can you, move your ship a bit? You're blocking my TikTok lighting. In orbit, the rest of the invasion fleet was having similar problems. Over London, they found their tractor beams mysteriously filled with umbrellas. In Tokyo, their mind control rays were being reflected by an army of tourists wielding selfie sticks. And in Australia, well, let's just say the local wildlife was giving the alien ground forces a run for their money. It turns out drop bears are particularly effective against beings with exoskeletons. Back in New York, Zorp was reaching his breaking point. "Why aren't you afraid?" he screeched into the loudspeaker. A street vendor looked up from his halal cart and shrugged. "Buddy, we've seen weirder stuff on the subway. You want a kebab or not?" As reports of similar non-reactions poured in from around the globe, the Galactic Council's invasion force found itself in a unique predicament. They had prepared for resistance, for warfare, even for the possibility of defeat. But they hadn't prepared for indifference. In a last-ditch effort to assert their dominance, the aliens decided to deploy their ultimate weapon, a device capable of deleting all of humanity's digital data. Bank accounts, social media, cat videos, all would be wiped out in an instant. As the countdown began, humans around the world received an alert on their phones. But instead of panic, what followed was a collective shrug and a global chorus of, "Meh, it's probably backed up on the cloud." The weapon fired, and nothing happened. Well, not nothing. Every screen on Earth, from smartphones to Times Square billboards, suddenly displayed a single image, a rickroll, playing on endless loop. It was at this moment that Admiral Whiskers decided to reveal humanity's trump card. With a flick of her tail, she activated Earth's secret defense system. A planet-wide EM-per pulse, powered by the combined indifference of millions of cats. As alien ships began falling from the sky, their systems fried by the feline-generated pulse, Zorp stared at his blank screens in disbelief. "But how?" he whispered. The answer came from an unexpected source. Blarg, the Vorxian space trucker, had somehow found his way onto the mothership's bridge, a half-empty bottle of pan-galactic gargle blaster in hand. "Told ya," he slurred, taking another swig. "Never mess with a species that treats Florida man as a superhero." As the invasion crumbled, the Galactic Council learned a valuable lesson. Sometimes, the most terrifying response to an apocalyptic threat isn't fight or flight. It's a collective shrug and a weird flex, but okay. And so, humanity stumbled its way into the galactic community, not with a bang, but with a meme. The universe would never be the same. As the dust settled and the last of the alien ships sputtered out of Earth's atmosphere, humanity found itself facing an unexpected dilemma: what to do with their newfound galactic fame. The UN convened an emergency session, which quickly devolved into an argument over whether to trademark Earth as a brand. Meanwhile, social media influencers were already booking flights to the moon for the perfect selfie backdrop of crashed alien ships. In the weeks that followed, Earth became the hottest tourist destination in the galaxy. Aliens from every corner of the universe flocked to the little blue planet, eager to see the species that had defeated the mighty Galactic Council with nothing but snark and cat videos. Blarg, now hailed as a prophet, found himself giving guided tours of Earth's most humanity locations. His top-rated experience? A Friday night at a Waffle House at 3 a.m. "You see," he'd explained to bewildered alien tourists, "this is where humans are at their most human. Watch closely as that group over there debates philosophy while covered in syrup." The Galactic Council, thoroughly humiliated, tried to save face by claiming the whole invasion was just an elaborate prank show. "Congratulations, Earth. You've passed the test and proved yourselves worthy of galactic citizenship," Gloop announced, his gelatinous form quivering with barely contained rage. Humanity's response? A collective eye roll and a Change.org petition to rename the Galactic Council to Space Karens. As Earth adjusted to its new role in the galactic community, some things inevitably changed. The International Space Station was renovated to include a Starbucks, much to the delight of caffeine-addicted astronauts everywhere. Area 51 was turned into a theme park, with aliens running the abduct-to-human ride. But perhaps the biggest change came in the form of intergalactic diplomacy. Earth's first ambassador to the Galactic Council was none other than Admiral Whiskers herself. Her first official act? Knocking Gloop's ceremonial staff off the high podium, maintaining eye contact the entire time. Zix-9, who had opposed the invasion from the start, found himself in an unlikely friendship with Mittens. Together, they started a support group for beings who were right all along but nobody listened. As for the humans themselves, they took to galactic politics like ducks to water. Their unique brand of chaos proved surprisingly effective in navigating complex interstellar negotiations. "You want us to stop expanding? Make us," became Earth's unofficial motto, usually followed by, "Hold my beer." The galaxy quickly learned that while humans might not have the most advanced technology or the strongest military, they had something far more powerful: the ability to turn any situation, no matter how dire, into a meme. Alien civilizations that had existed for millennia found themselves baffled by humanity's approach to, well, everything. Philosophical debates that had raged for eons were settled with a well-timed, "Sir, this is a Wendy's." Perhaps the most surprising development was the galactic-wide adoption of human internet culture. Alien teenagers started ending their telepathic communications with YOLO, much to their parents' confusion and dismay. As Earth celebrated its first anniversary of joining the galactic community, a small plaque was installed on the moon, visible from Earth. It read, "Here lies the last shred of the galaxy's sanity. Humanity was here." And somewhere in a dive bar on the edge of the known universe, Blarg raised a glass. "To the humans," he toasted. "May the galaxy never recover." The adventure was far from over. In fact, it had only just begun. Because if there's one thing the universe wasn't prepared for, it was humanity unleashed upon the stars. God help us all. As humanity's influence spread across the galaxy like an interstellar game of meme whack-a-mole, other species found themselves both fascinated and terrified by Earth's unique, let's call it charm. The Zorgons of Betelgeuse 5, known for their stoic demeanor and 18-hour mating rituals, were particularly perplexed by human courtship practices. After observing Tinder for approximately 3.5 minutes, their entire species collectively decided to become asexual. Meanwhile, Earth's culinary contributions to galactic cuisine were causing quite a stir. The concept of deep-frying anything and everything quickly caught on, leading to the first intergalactic heart disease epidemic. The Galactic Health Organization was not amused, but it was human music that truly revolutionized the cosmos. An alien DJ on Proxima Centauri b accidentally played Never Gonna Give You Up during a solar eclipse ceremony. The resulting riot led to the toppling of 3 governments and the invention of disco on 6 different planets. Back on Earth, humans were adapting to their new reality with characteristic, well, humanity. New York City installed alien parking-only signs, which everyone promptly ignored. In Tokyo, vending machines now offered tentacle moisturizer alongside soft drinks. And in Florida just kept being Florida, much to the confusion and horror of extraterrestrial visitors. The education system underwent a major overhaul. History classes now included memes that saved the world as a required subject. Physics lectures were punctuated with, "But can it run crisis?" Assembling IKEA furniture without instructions became an unexpected hit, with the Arcturian team still trying to figure out what a Allen wrench was 3 days after the event ended. But it was the "Explain a Meme in 10 Seconds" competition that truly showcased humanity's unique talents. The winning entry, a interpretive dance explaining Doge, left the alien judges in a state of existential crisis. As the games progressed, Earth's unique approach to competition began to rub off on the other species. The Vulcans, known for their logic and emotional control, were caught using your mama jokes during the debate competition. The Klingons, meanwhile, discovered the joy of passive-aggressive post-it notes. Back on Earth, the influx of alien tourists was causing its own brand of chaos. Times Square now featured billboards in 724 different languages, including 3 that could only be perceived in ultraviolet. The Eiffel Tower had been accidentally teleported to the Sahara during a selfie attempt gone wrong. And someone had taught the dolphins to use Twitter, leading to a heated interspecies flame war over the proper way to eat sushi. In the scientific community, human researchers were making waves with their unorthodox methods. Dr. Emily Chen of MIT made headlines by solving a millennium-old mathematical problem using only emoji and interpretive dance. Her paper, titled "Etoiles, a New Approach to Xenoalgebra," became required reading in schools across the galaxy. Meanwhile, the entertainment industry was experiencing a renaissance. Hollywood's first major alien blockbuster, E.T. Phone Lawyer, The Cease and Desist, broke box office records on 17,000 planets. The sequel, E.T. vs. Florida Man, was already in pre-production. As the Olympics drew to a close, the galaxy held its breath. The final event, Survive a Day on Twitter Without Offending Anyone, was considered the ultimate test of diplomatic skill and mental fortitude. In a shocking turn of events, the event ended in a tie, with 0 successful participants. The Galactic Council was forced to admit that perhaps some challenges were truly universal. The closing ceremony was a bittersweet affair, as the Olympic flame was extinguished, using a comically oversized novelty fire extinguisher because humans. There was a sense that the universe had changed irrevocably. Aliens who had arrived skeptical of Earth's capabilities left with a newfound respect for human resilience, creativity, and ability to turn any situation into a meme. As the last of the alien athletes departed, leaving behind a trail of confused TSA agents and souvenir snow globes, humanity turned its gaze back to the stars. What new adventures awaited? What unsuspecting alien civilizations were yet to experience the full force of human chaos? One thing was certain: the galaxy would never be the same. And somewhere out there, Blarg the space trucker was already preparing his "I told you so" speech for the next Galactic Council meeting, as Earth settled back into its new normal, now with 200% more anti-gravity graffiti and quantum-entangled pizza delivery. The rest of the universe watched with a mixture of fear, admiration, and morbid curiosity. Because if there's one thing the cosmos had learned, it's that where humans go, chaos follows. And oddly enough, most were beginning to think that might not be such a bad thing after all. As the dust settled from the intergalactic Olympics, humanity found itself facing a new challenge: galactic celebrity. Earth had become the universe's equivalent of that weird but lovable cousin everyone talks about at family reunions. Alien sociologists flocked to the planet, desperate to understand the species that had turned yeet into a recognized form of interstellar communication. Their findings were inconclusive at best. Dr. Zorp of the Andromeda Institute of Anthropology published a 1,000-page thesis titled Humans, WTF. It quickly became a bestseller across 17 galaxies, despite, or perhaps because of, the fact that no one, including Dr. Zorp, actually understood it. Meanwhile, Earth's influence on galactic culture continued to grow in unexpected ways. The Vulcans, in an attempt to understand human humor, created a logical stand-up comedy circuit. Their most popular joke: "Why did the photon cross the quantum superposition? It didn't. That would violate the laws of physics," received polite golf claps across the galaxy. In the Orion Belt, a group of asteroids spontaneously rearranged themselves to spell out "send nudes," causing a minor panic until it was traced back to a bored teenager in Wisconsin with a surprisingly powerful tractor beam. The galactic fashion industry was turned on its head when pajamas were accidentally introduced as formal wear during an important diplomatic meeting. The Arcturian ambassador had misunderstood the concept of business casual and showed up in a onesie. It was an instant hit. Back on Earth, humans were adapting to their new galactic status with characteristic aplomb. Area 51 was converted into an interstellar theme park, complete with a probe your friend's photo booth and a zero-gravity cotton candy machine. The gift shop's bestseller was a t-shirt reading, "My grandpa went to Alpha Centauri, and all I got was this lousy shirt, and also trippy space algae." The International Space Station, now resembling a cosmic food court, became the hottest hangout spot this side of the Milky Way. Its specialty? Combining Earth cuisine with alien delicacies. The deep-fried Martian slug tacos were a surprise hit, especially after 3 pan-galactic gargle blasters. In academia, the University of Oxford introduced the galaxy's first memeology department, offering degrees in advanced shitposting and quantum trolling. Their groundbreaking research on using cat videos to achieve world peace was already yielding promising results. But it wasn't all smooth sailing in the cosmic seas. Earth's rapid rise to galactic fame had ruffled some tentacles. The Bezorbians of Tau Ceti, miffed at losing the most chaotic species title they'd held for eons, challenged humanity to a weirdness war. It ended abruptly when humans introduced them to mukbang videos. The Galactic Council, still smarting from the invasion fiasco, tried to impose sanctions on Earth for excessive use of sarcasm in diplomatic communications. Earth's response, a formal document consisting entirely of the emoji, did not help matters. As Earth approached its 10th year of galactic citizenship, the universe braced itself for the next wave of human-induced chaos. Rumors swirled about Earth's next big project. There was even talk of Earth hosting the universe's first intergalactic music festival, Woodstock 3000, now with 500% more dimensions. Whatever the future held, one thing was certain: the galaxy would never be boring again, because where humans went, chaos followed, and somehow, improbably, the universe was learning to love it. As alien civilizations that had stood for millennia found themselves doing the Macarena and arguing over whether a hot dog was a sandwich, they realized that perhaps humanity's greatest gift to the cosmos wasn't technology or culture, but the ability to not take itself too seriously. And so, as Earth spun on its axis, blissfully unaware of its impact on the grand cosmic stage, the rest of the universe watched, waited, and wondered. What would these strange, wonderful, terrifying humans do next? As Earth's 10th Galactic Citizenship Day approached, the universe held its breath. Experience had taught them that when humans celebrated, things tended to get interesting. True to form, humanity didn't disappoint. The anniversary kicked off with the unveiling of Earth's latest gift to the cosmos, a Rube Goldberg machine that spanned the entire solar system. Its purpose? To serve the galaxy's largest cup of coffee, obviously. The contraption started with a single domino pushed on Earth, setting off a chain reaction that ricocheted across planets, moons, and asteroid belts. Comets were redirected, Saturn's rings were briefly rearranged into a giant stir stick, and a small moon of Jupiter was accidentally turned into a sugar cube. 3 weeks, 5 narrowly avoided planetary collisions, and 1 very confused space probe later, the machine finally completed its task. The resulting cup of coffee was the size of Mercury and hot enough to be classified as a small star. The Galactic Barista Association immediately declared it a bit over-extracted. Meanwhile, Earth's culture continued to spread across the stars like a particularly persistent viral video. The planet Kepler 186f saw the rise of the galaxy's first meme-based economy. Citizens traded in rare pepes and vintage doge, leading to the first-ever intergalactic stock market crash triggered by a rickroll. In the Andromeda Galaxy, a group of hitherto unknown aliens made first contact not with Earth's governments or scientists, but with a YouTube unboxing channel. Their message: like and subscribe for more interstellar content. The Vulcan Science Academy, in an attempt to understand human decision-making processes, conducted a galaxy-wide study on the pineapple on pizza debate. The resulting paper, Illogical Preferences, a quantum superposition of delicious and disgusting, caused 3 separate diplomatic incidents and 1 small civil war. Back on Earth, the integration of alien technology into daily life was creating its own brand of chaos. Teleportation became the preferred method of commuting, leading to the world's first traffic jam in the 5th dimension. The M25 around London somehow managed to be congested in all realities simultaneously. Virtual reality took on a whole new meaning when someone accidentally connected their VR headset to an actual alternate universe. The resulting crossover episode between real life and Earth 2 became the highest-rated TV event in history. In sports, the NFL expanded to include teams from other planets. The Green Bay Packers vs. Jupiter Juggernauts game had to be postponed due to unexpected gravitational interference. The Detroit Lions, surprisingly, remained winless across all known dimensions. As Earth's influence grew, so did the concerns of some of the older galactic civilizations. The Galactic Council convened an emergency session to discuss the human situation. High Counselor Gloop, still nursing a grudge from the failed invasion, proposed classifying Earth as a quarantine zone. "They're chaos given form," he burbled indignantly. "Just last week they tried to teach TikTok dances to a black hole." Zix-9, now Earth's staunchest ally, countered with a radical proposal. What if we all just chilled out a bit?" The use of human slang caused such a stir that the session had to be adjourned for mandatory meditation. As the debate raged on, humanity remained blissfully oblivious, focused on their latest project: terraforming Mars to look exactly like Earth, but with better Wi-Fi and fewer mosquitoes. The project hit a snag when they accidentally gave Mars sentience. The Red Planet's first words? Subscribe to my podcast. As Earth's 10th year of galactic citizenship drew to a close, the universe found itself at a crossroads. Would it embrace the chaotic creativity of humanity, or would it try to contain the uncontainable? The answer came in an unexpected form. During the final vote on Earth's galactic status, a junior aide accidentally played "Never Gonna Give You Up" over the Council's speaker system. What followed was the largest, most diplomatically significant dance party in cosmic history. As representatives from a million worlds collectively decided to get down, one thing became clear: the galaxy might never understand humanity, but it had definitely learned to enjoy the ride. And so, as Earth prepared to embark on its next decade of cosmic shenanigans, the universe buckled up, grabbed some popcorn, and got ready for the show. Because if there's one thing humanity had taught the cosmos, it's that the best stories are the ones you never see coming. As Earth entered its 2nd decade of galactic citizenship, the universe braced itself for whatever madness humanity would unleash next. They didn't have to wait long. It all started when a group of bored astrophysicists decided to spice up the cosmic background radiation. Using a complex array of quantum computers and what they swore was only a little bit of dark matter, they managed to encode the entire history of human memes into the very fabric of space-time. The result? Every time a new alien species developed radio technology, the first thing they heard was never again the harmonious hum of the cosmos, but instead a bass-boosted version of All-Star by Smash Mouth. The Galactic Council was not amused. Well, most of them weren't. The representative from Betelgeuse couldn't stop humming "Somebody Once Told Me" during important votes. Meanwhile, Earth's influence on intergalactic commerce was reaching new heights. The Infinity Gauntlet from human comic books became a must-have fashion accessory across the cosmos. A knockoff version that only controlled the TV remote became particularly popular among alien dads. Earth's fast food chains expanded aggressively into the stars. McDonald's opened its first restaurant in the Crab Nebula, promising billions and billions served without a hint of irony. Their new slogan, "I'm loving it across multiple dimensions," tested well in focus groups. In sports, the newly formed Intergalactic Basketball Association faced an unexpected challenge when a team of gaseous beings from Jupiter insisted on playing. The resulting game redefined the concept of airball. Back on Earth, the melding of human and alien cultures was producing some truly unique phenomena. Area 51, now a bustling alien tourist trap, introduced Probe Yourself Fridays. The resulting social media trend caused several elder species to seriously reconsider humanity's place in the universe. The first human-alien K-pop group, Stardust Sensation, took the galaxy by storm. Their hit single, Appa Xenomorph Style, became the first song to top the charts in over 1 million star systems simultaneously. In academia, the University of Cambridge introduced a new course, Quantum Entanglement and You, a guide to long-distance relationships across space-time. It quickly became the most popular elective, especially among students dating hive minds. But it wasn't all fun and interdimensional games. Earth's rapid rise in the galactic community had ruffled some feathers, and tentacles, and photosynthetic appendages. The Zorblaxians of Proxima Centauri, miffed at losing the most unnecessarily complicated language title they'd held for eons, challenged humanity to a pun-off. It ended in a draw when both sides realized their jokes were equally terrible across all known tongues. A group of time-traveling humans from the year 4000 AD arrived to warn present-day Earth about a future catastrophe. They were largely ignored after it became clear the catastrophe was just the cancellation of their favorite TV show. As Earth approached its 15th anniversary of joining the galactic community, rumors began to circulate about their next big project. Whispers spoke of plans to literally paint the town red. The town being Mars, and the paint being a swarm of nanobots programmed to turn the entire planet into a giant disco ball. The Galactic Council, in a rare moment of foresight, preemptively issued a statement. Whatever Earth is planning, we simultaneously condemn and look forward to it. And so, as humanity continued its chaotic march across the cosmos, the rest of the universe found itself caught between exasperation and anticipation. Because if there's one thing they'd learned, it's that where humans go, the improbable becomes inevitable, the impossible becomes plausible, and the boring becomes, well, anything but. As alien civilizations that had stood for eons found themselves binge-watching human sitcoms and arguing over whether cereal is a soup, they realized that perhaps humanity's greatest contribution to the cosmos wasn't technology or culture, but the ability to make the infinite vastness of space feel homey. And so, as Earth spun on its axis, blissfully unaware of its impact on the grand cosmic stage, the rest of the universe watched, waited, and wondered. What impossibly absurd, terrifyingly brilliant, cosmically chaotic thing would these wonderful, infuriating humans do next? As Earth's 15th anniversary in the galactic community approached, the universe held its collective breath. Humanity had a knack for turning milestones into monuments of madness, and this time they were determined to outdo themselves. The grand plan? Operation Lighten Up Universe, a project so audacious it made terraforming Mars look like a school science fair project. Using a combination of quantum entanglement, zero-point energy, and what can only be described as weaponized whimsy, humans set out to alter the fundamental constants of the universe. Their goal? To make light travel in plaid patterns instead of waves or particles. Physicists across the cosmos were equal parts horrified and intrigued. The Vulcans, in particular, were caught between their love of science and their fear of illogic. The resulting emotional constipation led to the galaxy's first recorded case of mass eyebrow spasms. As the project neared completion, side effects began to manifest. The speed of light was now directly proportional to the observer's sense of humor. Photons were clocked going backwards near particularly dour individuals. Quantum superposition became less about being in two states at once, and more about being in two states that were also somehow a knock-knock joke. The Higgs boson, responsible for giving matter mass, decided it wanted a career change and briefly considered becoming a particle of interpretive dance. Meanwhile, Earth's pop culture continued its relentless march across the stars. Keeping Up with the Kardashians was accidentally broadcast to a civilization 2 million light-years away. They immediately declared it a religious text, and built a temple to the sacred contoured ones. The intergalactic version of Twitter, now capable of faster-than-light shitposting, caused 3 separate diplomatic crises before breakfast. The Andromeda Galaxy's official account was suspended for excessive use of the aubergine emoji. In sports, the first intergalactic Olympics faced an unexpected hurdle when it was discovered that each planet's definition of down was slightly different. The pole vault event became particularly exciting. Back on Earth, the integration of alien technology into daily life reached new heights of absurdity. Teleportation booths became as common as phone boxes once were. The most popular destination? Anywhere but here during a Zoom meeting. Time travel tourism boomed, leading to history's first traffic jam in ancient Rome. Julius Caesar was reportedly not amused by the influx of selfie stick-wielding visitors asking if he came to praise or bury them. In education, schools introduced multi-dimensional show and tell. One particularly ambitious third grader brought in an entire alternate universe where homework didn't exist, causing a minor existential crisis among the teaching staff. As L-Day, Light Alteration Day, approached, the Galactic Council convened an emergency session. High Counselor Gloop, now sporting a fetching tinfoil hat, proposed building a wall around the entire Milky Way. "And we'll make the Andromeda Galaxy pay for it," he burbled hysterically. Zix-9, Earth's long-suffering ally, tried to calm the council. "Look," he said, his tentacles gesticulating wildly. "Maybe we should just go with the flow? I mean, what's the worst that could happen?" The universe, as if on cue, chose that moment to hiccup. As the humans activated their device, reality itself seemed to pause, as if taking a deep breath before the plunge. Then, with a sound that could only be described as the universe giggling, everything changed. Light didn't just travel in plaid patterns. It switched to polka dots, then went through a brief paisley phase before settling on a rather fetching argyle. Gravity became subjective, with objects falling up or sideways based on their mood. The cosmic background radiation, once a steady hum, now played an endless loop of "never gonna give you up." The universe had, quite literally, rickrolled itself. As chaos reigned and the laws of physics took an extended coffee break, something unexpected happened. The universe relaxed. Civilizations that had been at war for millennia suddenly found themselves too busy laughing at the absurdity of it all to remember why they were fighting. Species that had never communicated before found common ground in their shared confusion. And in the midst of it all, humanity stood, grinning like a child who had just finger-painted a masterpiece on the living room wall. As the Galactic Council struggled to make sense of the new reality, a message appeared, written in stars across the sky. "Lighten up, universe. Love, Earth." And so, as the cosmos settled into its new, slightly more whimsical state, the rest of the universe realized that perhaps, just perhaps, humanity had been right all along. Sometimes you just need to shake things up a bit. To be continued. Because in a universe where light travels in plaid and gravity has a sense of humor, the story is never really over. It just gets curiouser and curiouser. Stay tuned, dear readers, and remember, in space, everyone can hear you meme.